Okay. Well, as we said last time, we have got a zinger of a topic for you, and it's called Habits of Highly Successful Women. How do they do it? How can you do it? Okay, over to
Mm.
you, Womanticas.
Thanks, Dr. Tayo. This is a perfect subject for us because we've
Mm,
had to develop habits to become more successful. For me, I was very successful. I was earning great money. I was granted money from the government, $3 million to run programs for less, um, I don't know, I don't want to say disadvantaged, but in some way, people who are disadvantaged and not usually from their own situation. They've
yeah.
developed habits from their upbringing, habits from wherever it is in society they've been. And
Mm,
so I love the fact that I was able to, through Atomic Habits, setting little habits, I read that book too, and setting little habits and goals that were aiming me to where I wanted to be. And I gave back $3 million and decided to open up my own mentoring business that instead of mentoring women who had been incarcerated, drug addictions, etc., actually go to women and love
no,
because,
wow.
yeah, I changed my habits, completely
Mhm.
redesigned what I was doing, and put my business successes into my love. And at
Yeah.
63, I met my soulmate.
Okay. So, successful habits. So, okay. Talking about them and what makes women successful, particularly in midlife, which is where I have my niche, is the fact that it's an assumption because most women, by the time they're getting to 40, 45, they're at a place where they are close to the top of, what they saw as their career success. So they're getting there,
Mhm.
and, the next thing is to stay there. But they discover at a certain point in time that it doesn't seem to be happening. They're too tired. They're not focused very well. They're just feeling,
Mm.
yeah, and they're beginning to feel overwhelmed. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can hope. See, what do the people who are successful beyond that point, what have they done? It's not about willpower. It's not about powering your way through it. It's about just adjusting a few things in a certain way, bit by bit by bit.
Mm.
As Gomenti Kaz said, it's those small habits, or in Japanese, they call it Kaizen. And that
Mm.
Kaizen principle revolutionized how cars were produced and built, a bit at a time, where you just build on it. And the cumulative
Mm.
evidence for it is what I also use in my program, where you can get the results that most people can't even get in a year of, on other people's programs, and they can get that result in just 62 days.
Mm.
And yeah, that is the important bit. You meet people where they are and you give them
Mm.
small money because there's nothing worse than being told to have do things and you look up and you say, that's impossible. I can't do it. Is the surest way to fail. Do
Yes.
small bits you can do, and you'll gather momentum to move beyond it. You need to have that inner belief in yourself, the inner belief that you can do this. And if they give you go and run a 4 minute mile, you'll say, forget that. It's not going to happen. And you'll give up straight away. But if I said,
Mm.
why don't you get up from the sofa every so often during a commercial break, do a 1 minute walk on the spot, and then you can sit down. You'll find that they will do more than 1 minute when they can, and usually they can. That's for people who are really um, more incapacitated than others.
I have a
But
question.
yes, go for
What
it.
about if you're watching something that doesn't have a commercial break, Dr. Tayo?
Well, then you find something else that you do. It doesn't have to be you're watching something else. I just gave this as an example, but
I know. I'm just
yes, I know.
throwing you off track.
Yeah.
Having a lend of you.
But if we're saying, for instance, you went and you were walking between here and there or something, and you just say, "Oh, I instead of just 30 seconds, why don't I make it just a bit more?" Just add
Mm.
something which is fun to break up your day. It's also good for your body because it's movement, and you'll find yourself, if you set it correctly, you'll find yourself wanting to do more.
So
Does
I'm
that
going to
happen to you?
suggest to, yes, and I'm going to suggest to my clients when you're watching that love movie, because we sometimes have to get into the feeling of love, and we
Hmm.
may not have felt true love, right? So
Hmm.
we have to make sure that we are creating habits like what you're
Okay.
talking
What's
about
that?
that
Mm,
attune us with the feeling
mm,
of love. Because if you haven't
mm.
experienced something, sometimes it's hard to attune yourself with it, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
it's a case of spotting somebody in the street and go, oh, that would be lovely. Look at how he picked up the shopping for her. Or,
Oh,
oh, look at how that guy stroked her hair. I'm getting all sloppy now.
mm.
So those types of things are habits that we
Energy.
have to create, like what you're talking about.
Energy.
Getting up and doing a little bit of exercise. So it's the same. I get my clients to habitually notice things
Correct.
that make them feel, I would love some of that. I would love some
Yes.
of that,
Yes.
and actually bring it into their life. But tiny habits, I was laughing then because every time there's a little love sloppy scene, they could actually get up and do a couple of squats.
Hmm.
Now, that could be misinterpreted by the people watching through the window and knowing they're watching a lovely love story.
Yeah, no. Yeah, anywhere you can find something, by the it just gives you those endorphins. And when you've done something,
Mm,
whatever small or large, but you've accomplished something, it gives you that lift. It gives you
mhm.
that dopamine hit, and you want to do more of it. And can you imagine wanting to do more of that rather than the more destructive habits? Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
Keep that in
And
mind.
and think about this. All successful people that you look at, that you hear of, all do the same. They
Yes.
have habits and they follow their structure and they do it until it happens. And you know what? What you think about, you bring about. And some of these habits sometimes can feel like you're kidding yourself. Like sometimes I'll get people to read an affirmation and
Mm,
or something that is what they're looking for in their life, and they go, it feels so fake. After a
mm,
while, it no longer feels fake. You have what
mm.
you think about, you bring about. You attract who you are. So make sure that quantum physics that you've got yourself, like you said, with the right successes, getting up and doing a little walk, doing the right
That
things that
reminds me of something. That reminds
go.
me of something.
I'm
And it
sure
says
it's going to be
something
a laugh.
maybe, maybe not, but it's something along the lines of when people practice, they practice so they become like good enough. That's what most people do. You keep on doing until you get to your goal.
Yes.
People who have mastery, people who are really, really good, keep on going until they can't get it wrong.
Oh, yes.
So most people
Beautiful.
will do it and they will do it so they can get it right. Maybe the once, maybe the twice,
Mm,
whatever. But to get mastery, you keep on doing it on you till you can't do it wrong.
beautiful,
Now, can
beautiful.
you imagine when it then that's the point at which you get into flow because it just keeps on happening. You can't get it
Oh,
and do it.
flow. I
Oh,
talk about that all the
oh,
time. Mindset to mind
oh,
flow.
oh.
Mindset is set in concrete. Remember in the olden days, we weren't there. We weren't around then, but
Olden days, Kaz, please.
older than us, I mean, where
Oh,
they'd do a handshake and they'd say, so the deal, it's set in concrete. And so
mm,
concrete is solid and hard. And we have our past experiences, good,
yeah,
bad, they're all stuck in concrete. And what we
yeah,
we need to do is exactly what you said. We go from
mm,
mindset to mind flow. Flow
mm.
like the water, flow like the air.
Flowing, flowing. And when you flow and you don't
Yes.
feel that you can't get it wrong and you can just keep on going, there's nothing better, nothing better.
Yes. And you're in alignment when things are working the right way. And this
That's
is what
flow.
and this is what successful women do. And this is why they come to you and I, because we are living proof of putting the practices that we guide others to do. We've done them
Yes,
ourselves. We've done them with our clients. And to
yes,
become successful in anything,
yes,
majority of people have a mentor. They have somebody
yes,
that they look up to, or somebody that they'd like to be like, or somebody that guides them, that is
yes,
there for them.
for sure.
Just like we're there for each other and all the people that want to join in our conversation.
All the people who would love us to have a place as a guide for them in their lives,
Mm,
we are ready and willing and able. And that's an
mm.
invitation. We don't take you for granted. We don't take our responsibilities as lightly. We are just wanting to create space for you.
Absolutely. And on that, subscribe, follow, even put something
Comment,
in the
please.
chat. Yeah.
Please let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know the things that really mean something to you. And then we can riff about it and talk about it and see if you like it. Hey, why
So
not?
one of the ladies sent a DM to me and said, I want to know when I get to 45, because she was 44, what are some of the things that I should stop doing? So I want to
And
talk to you about things that women should stop doing after 45.
that, my lovely, is going to be where we're going next.
Perfect.
Okay.
Ciao,
So,
Bella.
from the lovely Romantic Has, and from myself, and until we meet in Rome sometime. We'll have to
Beautiful.
put a lovely location because it's one of my favorite cities, the Eternal City, maybe the Fontana di Trevi, maybe the Christopher Columbus Museum, maybe whatever.
Mm.
Until then, hey,
Ciao, Bella.
ciao, ciao.